Ready? Okay, thank you. We're going to start this brief ceremony. The event here is the signing ceremony, General Technical Cooperation Agreement between the Inter-American Institute and Cooperation on Agriculture, IICA, and the Partnership Initiative for Sustainable Land Management, PISLM. Let me recognize the Honorable Cozier Frederick, Minister of Environment, Rural Modernization, Kalinago Upliftment, and Constituency Empowerment of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Let me also recognize Lloyd Day, the Deputy Director General of IICA, and mediated to his left, Mr. Calvin James, the Executive Director of PISLM. Basically, the agreement between IICA and PISLM sets the groundwork for us to strengthen the collaboration and technical cooperation in supporting the member state in soil health and other related matters. Without much further ado, let me welcome Mr. Calvin James to make a few brief remarks. Thank you, Calvin.
Good afternoon. All protocols observed, those up on the stage. I want to also recognize the Honorable Penelope Beckles, who is here to observe. Thank you very much for coming. Colleagues, other delegates, good afternoon. As Kurt pointed out, this ceremony really is to formalize, I'm going to use those terms, our relationship. We have been working together in the region already, but our mandate is to assist and help facilitate the Caribbean countries meeting their mandates under the UNCCD and the Barbados Program of Action with respect to land and soil, which makes us, by extension, a sort of a jack of all trades. And therefore, we lean on experts like the IICA to help us meet our obligations and mandates that we receive from CARICOM and from the countries. With me is the chairman of our ministerial council, and he has given us a very broad and heavy mandate, and I'm happy today that we can share that burden with IICA. So I look forward to continue working with IICA as we move along to 2030. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Calvin. Let me call on the Deputy Director General of IICA, Mr. Lloyd Day, to say a few brief remarks. Thank you. Lloyd.
Thank you, Kurt. Let me first recognize the presence of the Honorable Cozier Frederick, Minister of Environment, Rural Modernization, Kalinago Upliftment, and Constituency and Endowment of the Commonwealth of Dominica, the Honorable Penelope Beckles, the Minister of Planning and Development of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you for joining us. And of course, Mr. Calvin James, the Executive Director of the Partnership Initiative for Sustainable Land Management, PISLM, or is there a shorter acronym for that, Kurt? Like that. Good afternoon to everyone here. With soil degradation rapidly advancing and threatening the capacity of Latin American and Caribbean soil, the ability to meet our future needs in a sustainable manner, there's no better activity to work on than working with you and all of you. I remember one of the first successes of our climate change program was soil restoration in the Caribbean. So because of that, I'm really excited to be a part of this initiative and here for the signing. Soil is so vital to the production of any kind of agricultural product. Our ambassador of goodwill Dr. Rotten Lal, who won the World Food Prize in 2020 from The Ohio State University, refers to soil as like a bank account. You can take money out of that bank account, but unless you put something back in, that guess what? The bank account's going to be gone and it's going to be worthless. So investing in the soil, restoring the soil is vital for any kind of agricultural productivity. Soil is something that we can restore. It's a living organism that can be brought back to life. And so by working with you across the Caribbean, hopefully we can restore soils, hopefully we can improve productivity, hopefully we can sequester carbon and add to the spirit of this conference with lots of people in a very hot environment, and generate a lot of successes. So with that, we're deeply grateful at IICA for the partnership with PISLM, for the partnership with our member states, and we have two important ministers here present from two great member states. And with that, I just want to say thank you, and let's get on with the signing.
Thank you. And let me finally call on Minister Cozier. Minister Cozier is also the current chair of the Ministerial Council and PISLM. Mr. Cozier.
Thank you very much, everyone here. I'm so excited to be part of the conversation, coming from a small island state, Dominica, and to share the experiences there with other countries across the region. But not also only in the Caribbean region, but also in the Pacific and the Indian Ocean. And to say that having an integrated management strategy or plan is so important for small island states like ours. So very important, because within the small island spaces that we have, there are always a number of competing economic activities. So we are large ocean states, but small island states. And so all of these competing activities require the need for an organized strategy moving forward. And so it is clearly outlined in our program of action for the seeds that environmental management depends on proper planning for the eventual proper utilization of the land space. And we always not only speak about the land space itself, but also the coastal and marine space. And so with the UNCCD, we've been able to have a global framework to address those issues, and especially addressing land degradation and also the sustainable use of that land for all seeds. And that's very, very important. And so the instrument contributes significantly towards our SDGs. And for instance, two of the most important among them would be the poverty alleviation and food security. Very important SDGs. And so the PISLM, which is led at the Caribbean sense with the leadership of Calvin here, it's for the Caribbean seeds, and it is the only regional, the only intergovernmental agency that has convened with the Caribbean seeds within the constructs of the UNCCD. So that's very, very important. And so as the chair of the ministerial forum, I'm endorsing this signing this morning with the IICA, and to ensure that the partnership continues between PISLM and IICA. And to say to you here, it's not the first time that we've partnered with IICA. Just to remind some of us that it's not the first time. We realize that in the bigger scheme for land management, we have to have positive partners, and so we have partnered with IICA on two major projects in Dominica, for instance, in recent times. One is the sustainable land management in the Commonwealth of Dominica itself, and the second piece was it's a very long name: strengthening resilience of agricultural lands and forests in Dominica in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. Just to put it in context, in 2017, Dominica was hit by a massive hurricane. As you all know, Dominica as a small island state do not contribute anything at all to climate change or climatic events. but we are hit ever so often by these massive storms. So we work with IICA to do those, to ensure that our agricultural lands are kept intact, and also that the forests are kept intact. We have a very ambitious goal, not only to become the first climate resilient country, but in recent time to also add a massive amount to our GDP through agriculture. And we are speaking to about over 700 million towards our GDP. So this is very ambitious. And so the management of our limited land space, our land resources, is so crucial. And from the political realm, there's the political will. But we also need technical expertise to assist us in that movement. And so a Caribbean-grown agency like the PISLM is so important because, for the most part, we sometimes look out of the region for expertise. And there's expertise and capacity within our region. We are not wanting for technology and capacity. We do have it. But it has to come to a point in our history as small island states, as post-colonial states, I dare add, that we use our local capacity to strengthen our region. And so it is at the Fifth Ministerial Council last year, I think it was, all the ministers gave a massive responsibility to me as a chair to engage the PISLM to continue to do work and to execute a multi-million-dollar project. And that in itself, it is coined, we have coined it the Caribbean Land Degradation Neutrality Transformational Project. So it's a big project. And we are moving beyond the borders of Dominica into 14 other Caribbean countries. It's a massive project that will draw on over $80 million. And it will be implemented across the 14 countries. The phase 2 of soil care have begun, and so it is important to have positive partnership with IICA to ensure that we could continue to add value. And so the PISLM has laid the groundwork for the development of this important transformative project, and we hope that the signing here today of the MOU sets the stage for IICA to officially join the development and the implementation of our Caribbean Land Degradation Neutrality Transformative Project in the Caribbean. And we're excited to have partners. I just say I'm joined here by a fellow comrade from the NHIL. Minister Vince Henderson is here. And as you may know or may not know, we are pushing forward for a geothermal project on the island. And as the Minister of Energy, he is the one pushing this. I could say he's sort of a geothermal guru in every sense of the word. So he's here because all of that is important because we are using a very small land space to develop an energy source that will cause us to be energy independent. But also that small space can be used to grow food. And that small space can also be used to transform our economies. So I'm happy to be here. So friends, on behalf of the Ministerial Forum, I wish to thank the PISLM and the hard work of Edie, James, for doing this. I'm happy that you could join us in this movement. And it's going to be the first of many, many engagements to ensure that we use the limited resources we have. And we maximize on the available skills within the region to ensure that we can move forward with all of our ambitious goals in the Caribbean region. So I expect great things to come from this partnership. And as we join together all of the 14 countries across the region to ensure we can have sustainable land management. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Minister Kozia. We'll proceed with the signing of the agreement now. Rennie? Under. So, colleagues, thank everyone for coming, and thank you, ministers, for making the time to our IICA booth. We are here to serve, and we look forward to a fruitful relationship with PISLM. Thank you very much.